Has your phone been silenced?
No, of course not. I would not do that to that phone.
You failed me for the last time. What? What on earth is funny about that?
Do you remember that Tumblr post I showed you with Mercy?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Maybe you can explain that while I wander around being adorable.
Well, we've got a couple of things to do. Okay.
I can't.
Today, Precarious plays Ratchet and Clank.
The Mercy thing, right?
Oh yeah, please explain that.
All right, so let me lay the scene. In Overwatch, there is a support class character. She is very angelic. Her name is Mercy. Her principal job is to heal and heal characters, and failing that, using her ultimate power to bring them back to life without any travel time back to the location where they fell, and ignoring the respawn timer. So it's possibly very potent. I think for it to be at maximum efficiency, it's very rare, because basically everyone else must have died. The people they were engaging must be like still pretty close to where they were last fighting and still weakened themselves. And you have to have at least like a couple of people in this scenario, so that way Mercy can bring them back. And you know what? I don't know why I'm getting distracted by this. I like looking at Overwatch. I didn't actually like playing it that much myself because of the type of game it is, but it's fun to analyze. Anyway, there's another character. Was it just Tracer?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tracer.
It was Tracer.
Tracer does DPS. Who the fuck cares? Poor Tracer.
She's fast.
Yeah, she shoots the guns, and Mercy in this little comic is dying, and she calls out for Tracer and draws her close and is like, Tracer, I want you to help bear my cask at my funeral. And she pulls her really close and she's like, so that way you can let me down one last time. Oh, and I'd never heard that before, and I want to internalize it. I want to keep it in my heart. Because that is so easily applied in games. Because you die, you have the possibility of dying all the time.
I want to like catch up that shit. You know what I mean? Like put it on everything. Oh, cleverness! You can't stand it. So good.
It was really nice.
Yes, it really, really was. My other minion. Okay, good. You made it.
So, I don't want to talk about the Ratchet and Clank movie or the Warcraft movie anymore for a while. Maybe again one day after I've actually seen one of them or both of them. Mm-hmm. Instead, I want to talk about the Martian and Gravity. But only Gravity because it makes the Martian that much better. And we have a basis for comparison. I hadn't read the book or seen the movie. Now I've done both because I liked seeing The Martian so much that I wanted to read The Martian.
Yeah.
And go ahead and
wait.
You should just punch it yourself. Okay, I got it.
Sorry, you said something and it totally derailed what I was doing.
So, I should probably say now, spoilers for both.
Oh yeah.
The Martian and Gravity. Yeah, I really want to see how Gravity stacks up against The Martian.
I gotta say, as a Martian, not much of a big deal.
Not well?
Not
badly.
well.
Badly.
Stacks up.
Fares poorly.
Fares poorly against Martian.
So the Martian is lovely. It's great. It's wonderful. I think it is a brilliant example of what people together can achieve. It is a testament to challenge and overcoming it. And I was okay. I think I've said on the show before that I liked Gravity as a me movie, like a movie for me, but I thought that it was a morally bad movie just because of the fear that I imagine it would induce in people that might be considering like going to space or helping people go to space. Like I could see like a generation of young people being like, maybe fireman, maybe not astronaut. I can just be a policeman on Earth and not get thrown around in space.
In general, we want to inspire people to, space. Not, oh no, hell no space. Oh my god.
I think you need at least 3.
Yeah, I guess. My goodness. I was not expecting that. My man's is tough.
And it's one of those things that doesn't seem very important. It's like, Mars, why would we do that? I know that that's like a common argument.
Yeah, why would we reach the solar system when we have so many problems here on Earth?
Yeah, and that's
the most common argument.
I could probably talk about that, just ponder and muse about it for a really long time. I'm going to try to keep it down to just a couple of minutes right now, and then leave it be. People. There are many people, and we will one day run out of usable space. And I've spoken with people before, like I was talking with someone about it in college, and they were like, no, that's not a concern. There's so much space we still haven't, like people still don't live in. And I said, fuck you. It's not about living space. People take up much more space than the physical space that their bodies occupy. Because every person needs so much water per day. Every person needs so much food per day. You can, to have like an acceptable quality of life, you can measure that like at a base level, like a fundamental needs way. You can measure that in acreage.
Yeah.
Now I think you should be able to go back and fight that thing.
That thing, yeah.
And that further makes water an issue, because every acre of food, however you're getting it, from plants or animals or whatever, that needs additional water. And in the case of animals, that means you need additional food and then more additional water.
How did...
What?
Did I send just one to kill that thing and then it killed it?
I assumed that was sort of like a challenge, like you need 3 little robots to enter. I guess it must have just had HP, which makes sense. That falls in line with the rest of the game much better. I just thought it was sorry, that might have been me assuming too much.
Anyways,
so I think that there's a hard cap to how much space a planet has for people to live, and then also to support those people with food and water, and to support whatever production, whatever food production process there is with additional water and possibly even additional food. And whenever I say there's a hard cap, I mean there's a hard cap before you have to come up with some kind of engineering or scientific feat to overcome that problem. You either have to do if you've played Deus Ex Human Revolution, you have to do like the thing that I'm pretty sure Deus Ex's Future China did. Was it Future China? As soon as you punch that bottom one,
No.
it's gonna start to buzz.
I think that you maybe.
What?
The thing is, I've watched too many like dystopian future things all in the same
Oh, I'm sorry.
of about a year, and I'm thinking that it might be Seoul, which is not in China. It's in.
Well, I'm not too concerned about Bale can fact check that for me. Whatever far-flung location you went to in Deus Ex Human Revolution, and they had made a second livable physical tier. Like they basically built an island on top of the existing city.
Yeah.
Right? So that's an amazing engineering feat that is incredibly resource intensive that they had to do to make more space. Or the thing that I'm actually more concerned about, which would be, there's probably an explosive on the back of that that wall.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you'd have to do that, or someone would have to come up with a feat of probably chemistry and botany that would drastically increase the food yield.
Or we could photosynthesize.
Oh, that too. But so you'd have to increase the food yield per acre, or if we were running out of water, you'd have to increase food yield per like liter of water, right? Or we'd have to send people to Mars, like a lot.
I think that my favorite one is the Star Trek The Next Generation reason, which is because we are bored.
Oh yeah, there's no way around that it would give an increasingly, well, I mean, oh, this is exactly the thing that I didn't want to do.
Which is talk about it for too long.
Yeah.
But it's such a fun topic.
Just to conclude for today, overpopulation, I think, is going to be a considerable, like, I think it's going to be an outrageous concern, just like the biggest concern, because we just have more people and we're going to have fewer things to do. I'm not even talking about like jobs necessarily, like jobs, because maybe at some point we get into the lovely like post-scarcity economy.
That wonderful idea.
Yeah, maybe that happens. And then it's not even like about jobs. It's not about labor to produce things. It's about labor to not be fucking bored.
Yeah, it's about what to do with your humanity and your existence.
Like I think that Warhammer 40K had an interesting, pretty potentially sort of scary look at what happens in a post-scarcity economy that you don't give your people like enough stuff to do.
Yeah.
One of the factions in Warhammer 40K, I'm pretty sure they're just like a big orgy cult. Like a big, like sort of demon-y worshipping orgy cult, if I remember it correctly.
I mean, why not, right?
I mean, well, yeah. I mean, why not? Because they didn't think to have like the way the Earth is in Star Trek: The Next Generation, where you basically have a bunch of people that are like really well taken care for and benefit from I think like a cleaner environment and like all of the health benefits of the Next Generation's future society. But Picard's brother just makes fine wine, I believe, in France.
Yeah, he has a vineyard in France. He like totes has a vineyard in France. Just because it's a lovely, time-consuming thing to do. Yeah.
Okay, that's enough of that. And I'm actually going to talk about the difference between the two next time.
Okay.